Okay, guys. First card that I see out for this read is the Four of Wands in the reverse. So that's very different than what we saw in the last read. In this situation, it looks like there's been a marriage. Yeah, that's come to an end. Somebody doesn't want to get married anymore. Somebody could have possibly gotten divorced. I'll say that we have the King of Cups here in the reverse. I'm picking up this energy that one of the reasons why some of you guys didn't move forward with this relationship is because of some messages that you saw exchanged between them and another person. We have the King of Swords in the reverse, which tells me that honestly, and then I see the Ace of Pentacles, honestly, and I just feel like you didn't fight this because you know that your love is worth the Ace of Pentacles. You also have options here. You were like, bitch, I'm not a fucking option. You're like, what the fuck, bro? Hangman in the reverse for you, Hangman for them, because you know what, you, or whoever I'm speaking to, bitch, please, you're done. You're done. You're like, I don't give two fucks if you want to cheat. I don't give two fucks if you want to send people messages. Like, that doesn't affect me personally. It only makes me sit there and wonder, like, how I ended up in this situation. You're like, my love doesn't change. My love doesn't fluctuate. I'm not going to just get, like, you're not the type of person that gets people back if you find something out about them that is not flattering. You just handle your business and you accept them for what they are. And you are somebody who honestly wants to focus on how the fuck you ended up in that situation. Like, how did I not notice this was happening? Like, what did I see in you? You're well aware that no matter what happens, at the end of the day, like, your integrity is mandatory. Their integrity is like whatever the fuck they decide to put out there. You work for your divine. You work for your higher power. And you're somebody who's very spiritual. Somebody who's very aware that, honestly, at any time in life, people can fluctuate between the good and the bad. We all do it, even ourselves. Then there's some days that we would make, like, the most just decisions. And then there's some that we have to just make. And that's just how it is. You don't judge people. For whoever I'm speaking to, you don't judge them. If they don't have the marriage in the upright, I don't know, man. I really do feel like there's, Empress. And patience. Be patient, my friend. Some of you really want to get married. You're not in a hurry, but you dream of it often. I feel like you're getting closer to that dream coming true. And it's moments like this that test you. And that's what it's all about. And you're learning that. You're learning that in order to get to the Empress, you first have to go through some whack-ass shit. You have to go through all of the worst things possible out there to go through. Because that's how the Empress evolves and develops. Is because, the same with the Emperor, is that the point of the Emperor and the Empress is to be able to be there for their whole empire. Like, kings and queens, they handle kingdoms. Emperors and empresses handle empires. Like, they're the ones even the king and the queen come to. The emperor and the empress are they're up there with the high priestess. Like, the high priestess is the biggest of all. But obviously it's going to go up the chain of command right there. And you are moving up the chain of command. And in order to do that, just like a manager at work, you're going to have to deal with fucking a variety of weird shit. It has nothing to do with you. It's going to call you back in, call you left, call you right. And you have to have a sense of stability and a sense of maturity in order to do that without getting fucking frustrated. Alright? So that's what's happening to you. I'm sure that many of you guys know this. I don't feel like a lot of you guys would be where you're at if you didn't understand, like, the purpose of what's going on. But some of you guys, you may not still. And I remember when I heard about the Emperor and the Empress and how you guys get there and what the purpose of it is for. And I thought, that actually makes a lot of sense. To know that we have to go through every type of situation possible to really, truly become the Emperor or the Empress makes sense. I like to make sense out of stuff that happens to me. I'm not somebody that just likes to accept it and be like, oh, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? And for me, spirituality helped me do that. It was like, once I learned about each position within the cards, and I learned that you know, the what knights do and what wands do and what pages do. It was like, that fucking completely makes sense, you know? And if you want to put it into like freshman, junior, senior, sophomore, shit like that, like however it works for you, find a way to compare situations. Oops, dripping. Anyways, you gotta compare it. That's what I do with my students a lot of time when they're learning in class. Is I like to find words that rhyme, and I like to find comparisons. It's just so much easier for them to learn this stuff that way. Like, I'll give you an example. Am I? Okay, we had actually learned the muscles of the whole body. And you may not think that the cosmetology students have to learn muscles of the body, but you do, because we massage them. We actually have a massaging license to do different areas of the body. And in order to do those things correctly, we got to know if they have high blood pressure, maybe if they're pregnant. You know, there's different things that we can do to stimulate people differently. And you don't want to end up putting somebody into like high risk pregnancy or premature labor, shit like that. You know, like when they have high blood pressure, are we going to cause things in them to have a stroke? You know, different things like that. So one of the things that we had to learn was muscles. And this muscle right here, that's called the corrugator muscle. And you have to learn all that shit in order to pass the test, you know what I mean? And like when you guys can compare it to something else. So the corrugator muscle is like this, huh? So I thought, corrugator hater. It rhymed. It was easy to do. And typically when you're glaring at somebody or you don't like them, you're like, bitch, please. You fucking stupid. You know, shit like that. And so those are just different ways that make life a lot easier for you. Is to find something that honestly you can compare it to or with. And that way it's just like all categorized. You get to put things into categories. And that's what you're doing now for some of you. Is that you're able to categorize people now. You're not here just like, oh, you're a bitch, you know, and I hate you for life. You're just like, you're a Walmart shoe. And I'm a Nike. I'm a Jordan. You're Adidas. You're a Reebok. You know, whatever it is that you love, I want you to think of dating and relationships in the same damn way. A lot of people, we get to this point where we settle for so much less than what it is that we want, what it is that we deserve. And we wouldn't do that if we were buying food. You wouldn't just give all your money away if you didn't have a lot of money to give, you know? And so it's like, why are we doing that with our bodies? Why are we doing that with ourselves? Why are we doing that with our thoughts, our mind, our choices, our soul? You gotta ask yourself, like, what about you are you giving away to portions of your life that really don't fucking satisfy you? Maybe you don't even like that fucking shit. Why the fuck are you participating in it? Why, when you go boyfriend or girlfriend hunting, are you walking out with a Reebok when you were coming in there for a Jordan? You know, shit like that. Sometimes you find out that what you want, it takes a little bit more time. It takes a little bit more patience. Are you somebody that can offer that? Commit to that? Deliver that? Or do you just rush and take whatever the fuck you can get as fast as you can find it? Well, you gotta first start with knowing what you want. Exactly, patience. You need to know what it is that you want. Some of you guys just want to be married. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to be married? Are you guys going to be cooking together in the kitchen? Are you going to be traveling? Do you want to be a power couple? Do you want to have children? I want you to visualize it. And then that way you can manifest it. Because what we have going on is like a lot of people just have ideas and they have words about what they want. But they're not understanding that manifestation comes from your thoughts. And it comes from your feelings. So if you're like, I want to be fucking married and it's not fair that I'm not married, you're coming from a place of lack, not hope. You need to ask yourself, like, with what emotion drives your wants? And anger or hope? Every bit of energy that you put out into this world, it has to be coming back to you. So as long as you think about things happily and positively, you know that that's what's going to come back to you. If you think of things with dread and lack and anger, then that's what will return to you.